Today, we're going to dive into one of the most fundamental human archetypes out there, the caregiver. You know, that reliable, protective person in your life. Well, in a lot of frameworks, this is the number 6, and we're about to explore their entire journey, top to bottom.
This right here, this single thought, is the engine that drives in number 6. It's their greatest strength, it's the source of all that reliability we love, but, as we're going to see, it's also their heaviest burden. So let's really break down who this person is.
So who is the number 6 really? Well, these are the people who seem to be born with this incredibly powerful, innate sense of duty. It's not really something they learn, it's just who they are, right down to their bones.
At their absolute core, a 6 operates from this place of profound responsibility. And we're not just talking about being helpful. No, this is a deep internal drive to care for, to protect, and to guide other people. It's what makes them so dependable and also what leaves them feeling so quietly exhausted.
Okay, so this brings us to the central conflict for this archetype, and it's a big one. It's this massive difference between their internal experience and how the rest of the world sees them. It's like there are 2 totally different stories being told at the exact same time.
I mean, this slide just nails it, doesn't it? This captures that core tension perfectly. On the outside, they're the rock. They're the person who always shows up. But inside, there's this constant, low-grade hum of anxiety, and it's all fueled by this deep fear of letting people down. That's the quiet exhaustion they carry around with them every single day.
Let's go a little deeper into that inner world, okay? The mind of a 6 is always scanning the room, always assessing what needs to be fixed and who needs help. So even when they're supposed to be resting, some part of their brain is always on duty. It's like their whole nervous system is just wired for care and protection.
So how does this all play out in the real world? Let's take a look at how this constant sense of responsibility really shapes the most important parts of their life. Their career, their finances, and of course, their closest relationships.
For a 6, a job can never ever be just a paycheck. It has to have a purpose, something rooted in service and making a real impact. That's why you see them thriving in roles like teaching, or healthcare, or management. But if you put them in a chaotic or irresponsible workplace, whoa, it just drains them, and it almost always leaves them feeling completely and totally taken for granted.
And their relationship with money is really telling too. It's not about being wealthy just for the sake of it. For a 6, money is a tool. It represents a safety net, but it's a safety net they're building mostly for the people they care about, often putting their own retirement or savings goals on the back burner.
When it comes to relationships, a 6's love language is action. They love by doing, by providing, by protecting. But here's the paradox. They give out support so freely, but they find it incredibly hard to ask for help themselves. Letting go of control feels dangerous because what they fear most of all is instability and being abandoned.
And this right here leads us to the crisis point. So what happens when that powerful sense of duty gets completely overwhelmed and out of balance? This is where their greatest strength can start to cast a very long shadow.
This is the all too predictable path to burnout for a 6. It starts with overgiving. Then that leads to feeling unappreciated, and that feeling slowly, quietly sours into resentment. And finally, to stop everything from falling apart, their supportive care morphs into control and micromanagement. It's a tragic cycle, but it's a really common one.
So the crucial point is this. When a 6 is out of balance, their greatest gift, that deep, incredible capacity to care, it stops feeling like a choice. It starts feeling like a heavy, resentful obligation. It basically becomes a trap.
But there is a way out of this. The journey for a 6 isn't to stop caring, not at all. It's to learn how to care in a way that's healthy, mature, and actually sustainable. So let's look at what that path to wholeness really looks like. These 5 principles are basically the blueprint for getting whole. A healthy 6 learns that responsibility has to be a conscious choice, not some automatic reflex. They figure out that boundaries don't push people away, they actually protect love by preventing burnout. They learn that rest isn't lazy, it's essential, and that real support has to be a 2-way street. It just has to be.
And this right here, this is the most profound shift in mindset for them. The mature 6 finally understands that they can care for others deeply without completely erasing their own needs in the process. They learn how to lead without rescuing and how to support without controlling. It's a total game changer.
And when they find this balance, wow, they become this incredible force for good. Their care becomes a grounding influence for everyone. So, for example, you pair them with a really driven and assertive number 8, and that innate sense of responsibility helps channel all that power constructively. You get real leadership. In every interaction, they become a source of true stability.
So ultimately, the journey for a 6 is really this. It's a transformation from being someone who's constantly running around, patching up cracks, to becoming the strong, stable foundation that other people can actually build upon. And that leaves us with one last question. For any 6s listening, or for anyone who loves one, is the care you give or the care you receive, is it a pillar that supports and empowers, or has it become a cage of obligation and control? That's the essential choice, right at the heart of the caregiver's journey.